One week away. 7 days. It's coming. The restart is almost here. It's hard to explain how excited I am at this point to have these books ready to go, ready to launch. I forget which author said it. It was probably Dean Wesley Smith. Might have been Mike Stackpole. But back in the day of traditional publishing, every book launch was an event. And one of the two said, it's a book launch. It's not an event. I'm not going to make this into a major production. I know authors in the past that have done so. They've had live streams all day long and whatnot. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is launching a book by publishing it on a Wednesday. The following Wednesday, a short story will be published. The following Wednesday, nothing's going to happen. Then another short story the week after that, and then the print book the following week. I've got this scheduled. I've got this ready. It's on autopilot at this point. It's exciting. It's ready to go. I've got the first 2 months set up and ready to just roll and happen. I can go back and do some writing, and when I have time, upload some more short stories. I can upload some more of the ebooks that are ready to go and get them scheduled. But the first 2 months are ready to go. They're ready to rock. I can't believe it's almost here. I have been wanting to do this for years. I've talked about it for years. At least for 5 years I've been talking about this. On interviews, at least 4. And I haven't followed through. I've made a lot of promises, a lot of assurances, and then nothing. It's all going to start happening now. It's all ready to start rock and rolling and get going. One of the things that I thought about doing with this launch, because I'll have so much scheduled and so much ready to go, is to start a Patreon account. Not yet. Not yet. I want to start getting some new short stories written. Yes, some of the short stories that will be getting released over the next year are newer stories. They're in current anthologies that are out there and available for you to go purchase if you don't want to wait for 6 months, 7 months before I drop one of those short stories. They're available for purchase now. I know a number of authors that are out there charging $1, $3, $5 a month for one short story. These are professional authors who do this for a living, and I appreciate what they do. I'm subscribed to a few. I'm subscribed to several authors, and I'm excited to see what they put out and what they do. Some I had to unsubscribe from because funding reasons. I was spending too much money per month than what I wanted to. I had allotted myself so much for, say, Kickstarter campaigns, say for Patreon, and I needed to start dialing back my spending and be like, oh, okay, slow down. I've got way too many comics I've gotten for Kickstarter. I've gotten way too many short stories and books that I've gotten from Patreon. Let me just dial this back, consume what I've gotten, and then we'll get back out there again. I follow a lot of people, and I've backed a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, Indiegogo campaigns, mostly for graphic novels. I love comics and graphic novels. I always have since I was a kid. I always will. At any rate, Patreon. I had wanted to do a Patreon, but I want to wait until I get things rolling along and I have more content. That way, when somebody signs up, they're not signing up cold and like, oh, this is all you have, this one story. Why would I sign up for your Patreon? I want to get things scheduled there also and have things ready to go. So that way, when I do start churning out stories, start churning out books, I can have different levels. For $1, you'll get the short stories. that I produce, the 2 short stories a month that I plan on writing. For $5, you'll get the 2 short stories, and every other month you'll get a book. And step up the production of what I'm going to do. I want to start doing the audio. I want to produce audio of the short stories and of the books that I'm producing. There's a lot of content that I want to do. Again, I need to start working on my platform first before I dip into Patreon. It makes no sense at this stage of my current path, my career. We went through the numbers yesterday. It makes no sense for me to sit down and start a Patreon account. It would be like me trying to do a Kickstarter campaign to raise funds to do these books. No one knows who I am, or very few people know who I am. I'm not going to raise $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to kickstart a book and then have to do the fulfillment. It's not that it can't happen as much as I doubt it will happen, because I don't have that many people behind me at this time. Once I get the gears rolling, once I start making sales and people start seeing what I'm doing, and I see my platform grow, I see more followers out there, then it would make more sense to start doing Kickstarter. Before Kickstarter, Scott Sigler wanted to produce a hardback of his audiobook, The Starter, the first GFL novel. He did the numbers and decided, if I can pre-sell half of these books, that will pay for the entire print run. And then, of course, there's shipping and handling that you have to pay when you buy the book. So he said, well, let's see if we can do 3,000 copies. He sold out all 3,000. That's like doing a Kickstarter. You ask for the money first, then you go take care of the printing. If you don't get the money, people get their money back. So I'm not adverse to doing a Kickstarter campaign, but as I said, not at this time. I'm not adverse to doing a Patreon account, but not at this time. I need to get the gears in motion. Like I said, I've got things on autopilot for the next 2 months. We're good to go. gRPC 2. May and June. Ebook, print. 4 short stories. Ready to go. We're ready to rock. Now I need to get the next 2 months after that scheduled. That will give me a 4-month buffer to get back to doing some writing for a little bit. Try and get a book and a half, 2 books done over those 4 months, and a few short stories. I'd love to get 4, 5, 6 short stories written in that time. Yes, I want to publish 2 a month, but that doesn't mean I can't write 5 or 6 in a given month. I've got some of the Dean Wesley Smith pop-ups that I'm currently following. They have, hey, send us a short story. I will be writing short stories, submitting those to the pop-ups. I already have ideas for multiple short stories right now that I would kind of like to knock out of my head. At any rate, I'll submit those stories. There is an off chance that submitting a story to Dean Wesley Smith and Chris Rush, that they would say, hey, you know what? We love this story. We want to publish it. There's an off chance that could happen. That would be amazing to have that happen. Is it an expectation? No, but it would be nice to write a story, send it off, see what happens. I'm excited the way things are currently looking. Only from my eagerness to get things rolling. This has nothing to do with expectation. That has nothing to do with anybody telling me, hey, Jay, I'm waiting for the next X book. I'm waiting for the next V&A shipping. I imagine there are people out there that are waiting for that, but I'm really not hearing a lot of that. I've got a couple people that are excited to follow along, that are excited to see what happens next. And that's the whole point of me doing the videos and the blogs, is so those that are interested can follow along. Whether they purchase a book, all the books, some of the books, that's not the point of me doing these videos. That's not the point of me doing the blog. A lot of people that follow me are writers, and I don't expect writers to go buy my book. I'm not looking for other writers to read and critique my book. I'm looking for readers. If you're a reader, throw your hand up. I'll send you a book. I would love to send you something to read. But the whole point of building my platform is to find and attract readers, to get people to come in and go, oh, what's this guy doing? What's he doing over there? Wait, this Murdock fellow, I remember him from 2005, 2006 when podcasting first got going. Whatever happened to Murdock? I remember him in 2009 when V&A Shipping was a Podio book. Whatever happened to his Podio books? I want people to rediscover me that had found me before, and I want people to discover what I've been doing. It was easy early on when I started this journey to get frustrated because I saw so many of my friends being so successful, but I didn't take the time to assess and say, okay, here's what they are doing to be successful. Scott Sigler, every single Sunday, was putting out audio. 30 minutes, 45 minutes of audio every single Sunday. He did that for Earth Core. He did that for Ancestor. He did that for book after book, and he continued to do it Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. He would put out something, and he kept that rolling for years. He wasn't successful out of the gate. Yes, he achieved a large following because of the Dragon page promoting his book and people finding it, and everyone was excited because this was the hot new thing. Mark Jeffries, T. Morris, they got a lot of traction from those books being out there, but Scott Sigler hit a nerve. People flocked to him. He got a book deal that was reasonable, helped his career move along. Several other authors I know, as I've said, I've seen their careers progress and move along, and I kept saying to myself, why am I not seeing this level of success? But I wasn't sitting down and taking stock of what I was doing. I was throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing what would stick. And it was a mess. It was a self-professed mess. What the others were doing was very linear. They were putting out content. They were putting out series. They were putting out work after work. Nathan Lowell. I didn't find Nathan Lowell till his fourth book. By the time I found his fourth book, his fifth book was already ready to drop. And then his sixth book, I mean, he just was cranking out the books. And once you found his stuff, it was very easy to just plow through absolutely everything. He built a very successful following, and he self-published the first book, and it took off like gangbusters. Second book, third book, he just kept rolling book after book out. He's done incredibly well with his series, with his universe, and I applaud what he's done. That's what I'm looking to do now. I've taken stock of what I've done right, I've taken stock of what I've done wrong, and it's time to address that and start pounding forward at the same pace these others have been doing. Short stories and books are going to be coming out with regularity. My hope is after this summer, coming into the fall, once I've got a couple more books published and I've gotten into a routine, is to start getting audio recorded for the books that I don't have audio for. Right now we've got audio for V&A Shipping, the first book, Stowaway. I've got a lot of books that I need to record. I need to sit down and take care of that. I know that I do. I know I can sit down on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning and record for 2 or 3 hours. If I do that on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, that gives me 5 or 6 hours of a book. One of these books weighs in 8 to 10 hours. That means in 2 to 3 weeks, I could record a book. What am I doing? Why am I holding off? I want to get into a routine first. Once I flow into a routine, we're off to the races, and we'll start getting audio produced. I just want to make sure I've got everything flowing and everything scheduled. I want to make sure all of the content that I have ready to go is scheduled, so that I'm only worried about what I'm not done with, get it produced, get it out, get it scheduled, get it ready to go. That way I can spend more time doing short stories, recording the short stories, writing short stories, publishing short stories, and moving forward with the books, and then we're moving forward with the audio. I'm one person. I'm a one-man band. There's only so much time in my day to get things done. Speaking of so much time in my day, I know there's only so much time in your day. I want to thank you for joining me. This has been 5 a Day with Jay. I have been Jay. You have been awesome. Until next time, 7 days away, baby.